Buckle up, chuckle fucks. It's time for a copious amount of cope coming from the #1 Silverwolf Glazer. I'm desperately trying to find a potential place for her on my teams after her buffs confirmed to be coming in Honkai Star Rail version 3.4. So, come along for the ride as a mad woman searches for any semblance of hope among speculation that may or may not come to fruition. For those uninitiated here on Silverwolf Island, she's a quantum nihility unit released in version 1.1. The problem with her? She's single target and only single target. Pela, a 4-star unit released at the launch of the game, is generally seen to have more utility as a debuffer due to Pela's ultimate being AoE, while Silverwolf's single target abilities leave a lot to be desired when it comes to the current meta and state of enemy team compositions. Trust me, I've tried to make E0 Silverwolf work as a debuffer on my teams, and the only team I can comfortably fit her on right now is the Mono Quantum Sela Cope team I've been carefully cultivating since the start of the game, which basically died as soon as the team was completed with Sparkle's release. Single target debuffing isn't as useful due to the sheer amount of fucking ads and trash enemies that get thrown your way in the current state of the game. So, in order to fix this, I'm sure the brilliant minds over at Hoyoverse are cooking up the fat and juicy prophesied AoE buff that our favorite gambling-addicted gamer girl deserves. I'll say for the sake of the video that the only thing that currently changes is her ultimate gets converted to an AoE ability with no change to modifiers or the defense shred percentage. It's possible they add blast or AoE to her skill in this event as well, or they even just adjust the randomness of the skill, but I personally see AoE on the skill as too good to be true since the skill itself is a very potent ability, especially given the elemental resistance drop that comes with inflicting the debuff on an enemy that isn't already weak to whatever element that is implanted. This is the assumption that I'll be basing my ideas off of. I've wanted Silverwolf to shift to AoE for the longest time, and I've done a bit of thinking about this, especially with some of the more recently released Quantum characters. Sorry, Sela. I was referring to the newest scythe-wielding butterfly-associated purple quantum character, Castorice. Anyways, now that we've established that we're operating under the principle that Silverwolf's ultimate could be AoE, there is a potential mono quantum team that could utilize a good portion of Silverwolf's kit, along with one of the planar sets often used for her in quantum carry scenarios. The team we're looking at today is a Castorice hyper carry team with Tribby, Silverwolf, and Hyacinth. Castorice's damage doesn't need to be gone over, as she's a very, very good character. Tribby is also very good damage-wise, along with giving res pen for the entire team. Silverwolf would provide defense shred with her ultimate, reduce quantum resistance to non-quantum weak enemies, along with providing a potential damage-increasing debuff from her signature light cone. And if you use the Penacony planar set, both Castorice and Tribby would receive a 10% damage buff just by being quantum on the same team as Silverwolf. If Silverwolf can provide her ultimate's 45% defense shred to an entire team, all of her compounding debuffs and effects would make her a very solid choice as a second amplifier next to Tribby. Hyacinth is here mainly for Castorice and Tribby, but she could be a solid damage dealer in her own right, especially with the res pen and damage shred from the combination of Tribby and Silverwolf. Now, Kaylee, I hear you say, what about Remembrance Trailblazer or Ron May? And to that I respond, remember what I said at the very beginning? I am the cope queen for our dear Lady Silverwolf. My friends will tell you I've been talking about this potential buff for months, and now that it's confirmed, I have to grace all of your lovely ears with my crackpot theories on how Silverwolf can potentially be a permanent mainstay on my team. The character I used most last year was Ron fucking May. She's not even close to being my favorite character, and she was by far my most used unit. But Kaylee, just use characters you want. Skill issue, blah blah blah. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Let me have this. I haven't spent 300 polls for E0 Silverwolf just to let her sit on my fucking account and let my favorite fucking character collect dust in memory of chaos and pure fiction while my shiny new characters drop nukes on Hule and Kakoli's rotting fucking corpses. Despite the potential, I cannot cope enough to think that Silverwolf is going to be best for Castorice in any regard, even with all the advantages that she absolutely offers, from her gearing to intrinsic kit buffs. There are more potent options and most definitely will be better support options in the future. For me personally, if Silverwolf gets AoE on her ultimate, or other abilities, I'll probably just use her on my Castorice team until the end of time. I'll find a way. I don't really care about the BIS performance as long as I can clear the end game, and if I can do that with Silverwolf, then I'll be a very happy gambler. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this short cope-fueled video, and I hope you win all your 50/50s in the patch to come. Peace.